Today on the WEInvested podcast, we have the founder and CEO of Brxke Apparel, Dashawn Taylor. Dashawn, what's going on, brother?
Good was good, Wes. Hey, I'm ready. Let's get it started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we jump into it, bro, can you let the people know where they can find you on social media?
On social media, my Facebook is DA Taylor Senior. My Instagram is Brxke Apparel at Brxke Apparel. My Snapchat is Cassius.day times 3. And
Yes,
that's the only form of social media I got right now.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sure, bro. So, man, let's just jump right into it, man. Can you let the people know what is Brxke Apparel?
Brxke Apparel, man. So it stemmed from when I first started in 2015. It was called Never Going Broke. And I probably changed my design probably 3 times since then. But this is what, I decided to stick with last year. And when I came up with it, it was like me, acronyms, kind of like, that's what I started with. And that's what, that's kind of what, that's everybody's starting from. I feel like, that was the beginning. So when I changed to Brxke Apparel, it was kind of a more of a, like now I feel like now I got to go into a different lane where I don't just want t-shirts and hoodies. I want apparel. I ain't going to disclose everything I'm about to do this year, but I'm going to have more so of a brand more than just a t-shirt line. So
For
that's
sure.
why I changed it from just never going broke to Brxke Apparel.
For sure, bro. For sure. So, how did you get started in design and fashion?
What's crazy is I was a fireman at the time. I worked for the city of Rocky Mount, of course, but I was a fireman, and I told my mentor, I'm like, look, man, I like being a fireman, but I don't think this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to own my own business. And what's crazy is my mentor, we had that conversation where he told me what he felt, and you learn to take what people say and do what you want to do with it. So he gave me his advice, and I took what I took with it, and I didn't start immediately because that was probably 2013 when we had a conversation, and I started in 2015. So when I started, it was kind of like I was already into fashion, but I wasn't like, I'm not a big spender where I'm gonna go buy a pair of a t-shirt for $150. That's not me. So I said, I want to make something that's me, what I'm saying, that people can afford, but at the same time, it makes you feel like you can't afford. You get what I'm saying? Like it's the quality. I wanted to for my quality to be so good that you would be like, okay, I understand why I'm paying this much, but I don't think it's enough. Like that's how I want people to feel about my gear. So it was kind of like I was getting into that field.
For sure, bro. For sure. And so, how did you come up with that name? Like, where did this name come from?
So now it's called Brxke Apparel, but before, like I said, it was NGB, Never Going Broke, and that stands for never being broken mentally, physically, or emotionally. And it came from just my past, basically, just me growing up in a society and where it's just tough for us. Period. You know what I'm saying? Just to grow up in a broken home, and one of my designs is actually a broken home, and it's my granddad's house because I want people to feel the the pain that I've came from, that I've been able to make and turn it to positivity. You know what I'm saying? To make people feel like, okay, well, I'm putting this on, or I know that this shirt means this when I wear this shirt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this when I wear this shirt. That's what I want. I want my design to be more of a feel than a look.
For sure, bro. And that's deep, man. So it's like, you putting your experience in your art. You know what I'm saying? So you putting your experience in your creativity.
That's exactly what I do. Well, that's what I try to implement. Every time people don't tell you about this, but every design I probably, like I said, I probably changed my design 6 or 7 times. So it's not gonna always be exactly what you expect or exactly what you want, but you just got to keep going, and that's what I try to implement in my line as well, is for you to know that it's gonna get tough with you doing anything that you put your mind to, or even that you decide to do. It's gonna be rough, but at the end of the day, you got to keep going.
For sure, bro. For sure. And before we started recording, man, I was tipping my hat to you, telling you, like, man, you one of the first ones in the city to, really show me that. you know, you can have the city supporting you and behind you, and that you can, you know, kind of do it your own way. But you know, now definitely you definitely the first person in the city I've known to have your own shoe. And you know, you recently released your first shoe, Detailer by Dashawn Taylor. So, you know, how was that process for you going through that process trying to get your shoe released and
It
design?
actually wasn't as I don't want to say this and seem like too over the top, but it wasn't a hard process for me. When I found the resources and I did the lead work to get into the company, they told me it take like 72 hours, if I'm not mistaken, for them to approve me. They approved me in 3 hours. After they approved me, I got a message from the founder. They liked my store because when I applied for to get my shoe, even to even get in the shoe design company, to even get in that world, I had to apply and put in interview tape. I had to do a 60-second segment, and you know, really kind of showcase myself and show them who I was. So it was already astounded by my story, just, you know, about my life. So that was kind of crazy to me. But when I first got the approval, that gave me the okay to start designing. I designed 10 shoes in probably 12 hours. And I was so stuck on not even this shoe. This was the shoe that I dropped wasn't the first shoe or the second or the third. It was the last shoe that I designed. And I designed it late at night. I didn't even want nobody to see it because I was on some, you know, I done designed all these shoes and I sent them out to my family, my friends, you know, to see what, you know, what people would think and what people spend, the type of money that it was costing these shoes to be made, and what, you know, because like I don't know if we talked about it, but it's the shoes made in Italy. Long story short, the process wasn't as hard as I would expect it to be, but that's because I done put in this leg work. You know what I'm saying? Like I done this my 6th year. You know what I'm saying? So when it started happening, it wasn't as hard as I expected. I already had designs in my head to do a shoe, but I didn't have the platform. So when the opportunity was pushed in front of me, I went ahead and jumped on it, and I just got the deal last week on Tuesday. I dropped the shoe on Friday. I sold 10 by yesterday. They gave me 7 months to sell 10, like, because I'm on a contract. They gave me 7 months to sell 10. To sell 7. And I sold 7 within 30 hours.
That's
So
crazy.
it's crazy to me because it's a shoe with my name on it, my design, something I created, and it's $229, and people aren't even budging about the price. Nobody's really, you know what I'm saying? That's astounding too, in a whole nother lane, because it's, you know, it's different.
Nah, for real, man. And that just lead me to my next question, bro. Like, how did you feel? You know what I'm saying? What emotions did you feel when you finally released that shoe? And you know, when you got that first pre-order, like what emotions were you feeling?
I still have not felt it yet. And that's been since Friday. Well, when I first got the deal on Tuesday, I still, like, I don't think I really understand how big it's getting or what's gonna happen next. So I'm not really like looking forward to it. I'm just kind of like, you know, letting God do his work. And I I still haven't felt yet. Like I still haven't gotten that. Like I'm here. So I'm still in a hungry mode, and to the point where I still haven't stopped designing yet.
For sure, bro, for sure. And you know, when you were designing these shoes, man, you said, you know, you didn't just go with your first design. So you know, with that being said, was that designing process fun for you? Was it kind of therapeutic, or how did that feel to you when you were designing that shoe and putting it together?
For me, it was definitely therapeutic, but for my lady, it definitely, you know, I was in the zone. Like I don't want to say trance, because I don't want to want to feel like I was out of the space, but I was I was in my element. I felt like I was in my element, to the point where all I could do was design. It was to the point where I had to pull over, pull the car over, and like, all right, I'm doing too much, trying to design, drive. This is like because I was so into it that I couldn't even get away from what I was doing. So it was very therapeutic, and it's an amazing feeling to even have people grasped to the idea of me having my own shoe. So I don't know, man. It's amazing. I keep saying I don't feel, but I feel great in the sense of I know what's coming next, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to get too happy, and I don't want to, I don't want to be stuck where I'm at. So I'm just, like I said, I'm in the hungry mode.
I feel it, man. And I've been seeing a lot of your releases lately, man. And I just got to say, like, one of my favorite releases was that Black History hoodie you put out. I thought that one was super cold. So, with that being said, what was the thought process behind designing that Black History Month hoodie?
That one was it was a crazy feel when I was going through it, because I already got the anniversary hoodie, which is kind of like similar to it. It got the same stitching right here, and it has the X, and it has the flag on this side. But I was gonna do an actual Valentine's Day hoodie, and I was it was too close to Valentine's Day for me to actually get the hoodie out right before Valentine's Day for people to have it. So I'm like, okay, what else? What kind of promotion could I do at the beginning of the year? I'm like, it's Black History Month. It's February. This is our month. It would only be right if I would do something, to honor what we came from, and what all the just the history in our month. I said, what, I might as well. I didn't come out with it with the idea of I'm gonna get 1,000 sales or whatever. I came out with the idea to show that we still can do this. You know what I'm saying? We still can prevail. We still can keep going through all of the stuff we've been through. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to implement it. I want to kind of. It's crazy because there's so many ideas and so many designs I have for each holiday. I probably got 6 or 7 seasons in my head right now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
So it was an amazing process, and the outcome was even more amazing when I did the pre-sales. I think when I first did it, I probably got like 20, 25 pre-sales for just the hoodie, and then I came out with the hat. The hat is that's the flag that's on the hat, but it comes with the X and everything. So then I did like a bundle where you get both of them for $100 instead of you paying $100 for the hoodie and $25 for the hat. You just pay $100 and you get both. So it was kind of a promotion, and it was a way of showing like, look, we can do this. Like let's keep going. Stop. It's because it's worth for us. You know that. We all know that. But
nah, that's dope, brother. That's dope. And so, out of all of your releases, your previous releases, which one would you say has been your personal favorite, or I guess been the closest to you, the one you like the most?
It would have to be my signature jacket. With it got my signature on this side, it got the Brxke Apparel patch on this side, and it has the big X on the back. That will be my favorite because of it was just my first time ever doing something with my signature. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually my real signature. I wrote that out, and you know what I'm saying, had it made.
That's hard.
And so that was more so of a better feel to like of my recent releases. That was more of a like, this is me. This is my, which every design is from me, but that was more so of like I had more hands-on where I actually penciled, and I actually like I don't know how many times I wrote my signature because I wasn't satisfied until I was satisfied. You get what I'm saying? So it was a trial and error for me too. So because I didn't know what people would think of my signature on a shirt, on a hoodie, or whatever. So when people grasped to it how they did, and that was the most that they fell in love with, was just my signature. That was like, yeah, that's why I went with my shoe, but we'll get to that.
Nah, that's so dope, man. And that's actually the first time I heard of somebody doing it, like putting their signature on the hoodie, but it's just different. It just show how you think about it and how you approach the whole situation is just different than what's going on right now. Yeah, for sure, bro. And so earlier we were talking about too, man, that you had a pop-up event for Brxke Apparel. So what was the idea behind that, and how did that all come together?
What's crazy is last year I was going through something when I said I just wanted to do customs. I wanted to open up a shop and do just customs. Of course, I was, I got mentors because of, I feel like every human should have somebody that they look up to, or somebody that's just in a better position than them that can help guide them, not, give them all the juice, but help guide them. So I always had one of them. And I talked to my mentor, and he was like, why you don't go back to, doing your stuff? And I'm like, it's been a year. And because I took a year off, and I'm like, I don't really know what the feel was and what people would do when I tried to do a website before it didn't go how I wanted. All these excuses. And he like I said, he said it sounded like it's excuses to him. I went back and reevaluated, and before I even thought about, doing anything else custom, I said, you know what, I got my own line. Why would I, try to invest in something different when I had a good thing going? So I put myself back into that grind mode, and I invested a lot of money and a lot of time into it. But I said, this is what I'm gonna do. And when I first dropped, I dropped a release flyer. Man, it got like 275 shares, and I haven't dropped a piece of merch. So I was like, people doing this, and I haven't even showed them like the new design. I didn't even tell people it was going from broke to broke apparel. Like, so with that transition and me seeing the way that people reacted to what I was doing, it kind of like put me in a different mode where now I done took this time off. Now I got to show them why I took this time off. So my thought process was to just show, look, this ain't what you used to. This ain't just somebody just doing the t-shirt, out their crib. I'm actually putting my time, blood, sweat, and tears in this. And then I'm investing so much money because I want quality. And I told myself when I came back, I'd rather me have 5 constant customers than 15 naysays. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my goal because I know people, and I do it myself. I only wear a certain type of undergarment because the quality of it. All right, I'm back. So I want people to look at my gear and say, well, that shirts feel, or Dashawn shirts feel good, or these shoes comfortable, or these sweatpants, or this is the best sweat hoodie I ever had. Man, and I want you to have that feeling, so that I put my time in this. And on top of that, it makes you feel good that you spent your money on a good quality shirt or a good quality hoodie that you can wear 2-3 years. And you know what I'm saying? They never buzz about it. Never have to think about, that's what I'm trying to implement. That's what I try to come back and do when I first released.
For sure, bro, for sure. And before we started recording, we were just talking about how you utilize social media and how you really use it to your benefit to get the people involved and get them behind everything that you're doing. So, how would you say that social media has impacted your business?
My business is impacted it very, very well because a lot of the sales I get most of the time be from word of mouth. Like it be from somebody telling somebody, this is where I got this shirt from, or this is where this hat from, or this is my homeboy such and such, and this is what he do. Like it's a lot of word of mouth. So once I realized that, I understood that social media is the way to go when you're trying to sell or you're trying to be a business owner, because a lot of times if you're not spoken of, a lot of people ain't gonna shop from you. Like if a new restaurant comes, you're not gonna go unless you hear good things. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna, if you hear bad things at that restaurant, you're not gonna go. If you don't hear anything at all, you can be like, I'm gonna wait until I hear something. But with me, it's kind of I don't even know how to explain it, because it's weird to me how people cling to what I'm doing. Not that it's weird, but it's still a new feeling to me. Even though it's been 5 years, it's still a new feeling to me, because who would have ever expected me, you know what I'm saying, from coming from where I came from to even be on this level, to even be on the platform, to be having this conversation with you. So it's still, like I keep saying, astounding, because I am, man. I'm stoked about what's to come, and social media has been the reason that I am where I am. You know what I'm saying? And it don't work for everybody. But if it does work for you, you have to utilize it, and you have to make it so it work in your benefit.
For sure, bro, for sure. And so, you've been creating for a minute, man. 5 or 6 years you've been at it. So, what's that creative process like for you? Is it are you just inspired by random events, random moments? Do you set aside time to create? Like, what's that process like for you?
I feel like if I ever was to sit aside time to create, I wouldn't get done what I want to get done. So it's more so for me, I'm more of a see or hear, and that's what triggers my, creativity. I kind of like I see something like, oh, okay, let me, what would that look like with this, that, and the third? Like I've even told people before, like I can't remember the last time I shopped because I'm so big on quality that I don't want to buy nothing that I feel like I'm gonna waste my money on, or if I don't feel like it's worth the quality or worth what they're charging, I will not pay. And that's kind of like I want to make that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that stage where I'm looking at stuff and I'm saying, how can I make it better? You know what I'm saying? Like if I see that Nike did this hoodie and I got a hoodie like it, I'm gonna try to make my hoodie 2-3 times better just because Nike did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not that I'm in competition with Nike. It's just that that's my motivation is to be a household name. So of course I'm gonna try to, not mimic or make people think that's what I'm into, but that's my motivation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I take my motivation from is what I see, and it's like it's majority of the time it's on some like, oh, like I just seen this and let me write this down before I forget type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So, when you were first starting your business, how was that? Was it a struggle, or did things fall into place? And how did you know that you had the right business idea?
I still don't know if I got the right business, and I think most business owners will tell you that because it's up and down. It's a roller coaster. You can't depict or determine what people are gonna spend and when they're gonna spend it. So you never know what your money's gonna look like until you get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's always a scary feeling as a business owner because you can never say, I'm gonna put this out and it's gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? It may or it may not. That's all depending on the customers and how you feed them and how they feel. And I feel like now customers want to feel a part of something. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to just buy something and then they just bought it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It was definitely tough and a growing and learning experience because like I said, I just took a year off, but before that I probably took a year and a half off. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 years before that. Because it's so tough and you never really know until you in that position. You know what I'm saying? It's an up and down with this. So it's either you go hard and you try to get it or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. So, what would you say is the importance of, like, having a good team around you, and a good support system? And how did you build your team?
Uh, I would say I built mine off kind of like loyalty. The people that's around me been around me since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I don't think I have no friend or associate that I haven't been around majority of my life. You know what I'm saying? So and like what we had the conversation about earlier, I try to live my life as if I literally try to treat people how I want to be treated. So I don't do anything intentionally to hurt. So if I do anything, it wasn't intentional. And I think that most of the people that around me know that. So they kind of like feed off that and we kind of just build it that. You know what I'm saying? We all of the people around me, we build it off, you know what I'm saying, each other. We grow off each other. And that's very important that you have people around that you can grow with and can grow off of. My best friends will tell me exactly the time, the date, and what the event that I was doing when I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? They don't never just let me, you know what I'm saying? They don't let me, go in the water without knowing what's in that water.
Yeah.
And I feel that's very important when you have any type of as a person to have people like that around you is just motivating to know that somebody care about you enough to say, look, you need to quit this and do this. So it's very important that you have people around you that you can trust with your feelings and with your information too, because a lot of this stuff is lead work when you're doing any type of business. It's a lot of lead work in it. So you were like, I'm coming to my friends and my family as confidants. So if I'm talking to you, I'm expecting that stay between us. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to find a lot of times. So when you do find that, and then you got a business or any type of, mindset that you want more, you're gonna need those people in your life to help, you know what I'm saying, keep you grounded. Because a lot of times this me getting 10,000 likes, that could the average person, that could boost their head up to a point where, they feel like they done made it. They didn't make me feel like that. And even if it did, my friends would have told me, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's very, very important, man. I'm glad you asked this question, because a lot of people don't understand how important it is to have certain people in your life and to not have certain people in your life.
For sure, bro, for sure. And so, you've been on this journey, man, for about 6 years. Um, you know, are there any specific lessons that you've learned, lessons slash mistakes, or anything that you've learned that you could kind of pass on to the next generation or the next person that's, that could be listening to this right now?
If you really want it, never stop. You know what I'm saying? And understand that this is not the end all be all, whatever you're doing. Because this is not the only thing. Like, I started off with shoes, with t-shirts. I would have never thought I would have, like, I'm stepping into a lane where I'm getting sneakers. You know what I'm saying? And don't feel like, I don't want people to feel like, like I said, it's the end all be all when you're doing something, because sometimes it can't be the only thing you're doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us got jobs or side hustles or other hustles on top of our main hustle. So don't feel like you can, because you can get trapped in this. You can get trapped in whatever you're doing, and it can make you feel like, it's it. But you got to keep going regardless. And it's gonna be hits, and you need to know it's gonna be hits in this business. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna be peaches and cream, even though it might look like it from somebody else's point of view. Just know it ain't as sweet as it look. You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep going.
For sure, bro, for sure. And so, what would you say is your favorite part about being an entrepreneur?
Not having to clock in, man. Not having to report to anybody, because you count on your own time, but you're on customer's time at the same time. But when you trying to build a rapport, you kind of gotta be, headstrong with that. But that's probably my favorite part of it, other than the feeling of, somebody purchases my stuff. That's a whole different ball game there, though. When somebody purchases, it just make me feel, a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother ball game there.
For
But them
sure,
two
bro.
probably my favorite two right there, purchase. I
Yeah.
purchase and yeah.
Facts. So, what would you say is the single most important reason for your success?
It's never stopping. Like, is it because I could have stopped 2 weeks ago and I wouldn't have had to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? I could have stopped last month and would have never, it's just never stop. Never giving up on yourself and never giving up on your dream is probably the most admirable thing about an entrepreneur. Any entrepreneur that's doing anything on any level, I admire, because I understand what it takes to even be comfortable to say, I'm going to start selling this. Can you buy? You know what I'm saying? This is my merch, or this is my product, or this is my podcast, and I need, in actuality, we need these customers. So it's like you being able to put out something that they need, knowing that they need, that you need them, is kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people doing so much stuff, and it's a battle. But like I said, you got to keep going, man, regardless of what's going on around you. If you want it bad enough, it'll be there for you if you keep going.
For sure, bro. And that kind of lead me to the next question. Throughout this journey, is there a specific moment, like a critical moment, like a fight or flight moment that you can remember where it's like, okay, this can either go left or right? You know what I'm saying? Can you recall a specific fight or flight moment in your journey?
Last year, I'm gonna use my pop-up shop. I told myself, if I didn't do this, then I wasn't gonna continue. You know what I'm saying? If this didn't have XYZ didn't happen, I was just gonna say, forget this and keep doing what I was doing. But luckily, or I ain't gonna say luck, God did what he did, and I sold out and I exceeded what I was supposed to do or what I thought I would do. And it just gave me that boost to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have went there and didn't sell like I thought I was or what I expected to sell, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
Bro, so how did it feel, like, when you got the chance, when you saw that you exceeded your own expectations, like you kind of beat yourself, like how did that feel?
It was, I cried, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. I don't really cry too often. So that
That's
says a lot
real.
in itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't, I barely tear up. So for a black man in this society to cry at joy, it was a whole different change of scenery in my mind. Like for my mindset, it was like, you just, like you said, I beat myself. I told myself, I had this expectation and I surpassed it. And I said, you know what? Like, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? And the love I got and the respect I get, I don't ever feel disrespected when it comes to my business. I don't, and it's not because I'm no butthole or I want people to feel like I'm mean or nothing. I do my business. I feel like I try to, be very vocal and I'm very, what I'm saying, outspoken. So for people to just, still, it's hard to put in words, man. Sometimes it's hard to put in words. The feeling of just beating yourself, like you said, man. The feeling of beating yourself is probably one of the most amazing feelings you can feel because it's a different attachment to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a level of you that you didn't know that you can be at, and you did that. So it's like a greater feel of accomplishment for self.
For sure, bro. So who would you say that you look up to inspiration, or who would you say that you look up to for inspiration, and why?
Fashion wise,
E- Either anything, any category.
uh, uh, I don't want to get controversial, but a lot of rappers, because I ain't gonna be too specific, but Future, Tory Lanez, Chris Brown, rappers and songwriters like that go through so much on a daily and keep going. That's my biggest motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because those three people are some of probably the most talked about, rappers and singers in the industry, and they keep going regardless of what's going on. They keep going, they keep being successful, and they keep giving out good quality music on top of their turmoil or whatever they're going through. So that's a big motivation to me. And fashion, I really don't. What's crazy and what's probably weird is I really don't have a fashion mogul that I follow. You know what I'm saying? On an everyday basis that I try to mimic or that I even not so much as look up to. And it's because of how I feel about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as my self motivation and my self pride, I feel like I ain't it's I mean, it's been 6 years, man, and I'm local. You know what I'm saying? I'm still local for now, but I know for a fact it ain't gonna be like this for long. So I kind of don't really look up to nobody in that aspect because I'm looking up to myself. You know what I'm saying? For them goals that I'm trying to reach, I'm looking up to myself to say, look, you're gonna be the one that people look up to as that goal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of do in that aspect as in fashion.
For sure, bro, for sure. And so how would you define success as an entrepreneur?
A lot of people will say money, but I would say financial freedom, because it's even though, what I'm saying, it's you have your own business and you make your own money, you still have to invest and you still have to do this and you still have a personal life. So to have financial freedom on top of all of that and you're doing it for yourself, that's yeah. That's what I would uh, describe as success and as being an entrepreneur is having financial freedom. Having free range of your own business. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get into business with other people, and you got to do as they do. But when you do it for yourself, not saying that it's always best practice to do it for yourself, but when you do it for yourself, I feel like the most successful part is it about entrepreneurship is happening, financial freedom and free range and free creativity of your own product.
For sure, bro. For sure. How would you like for people to remember you and your company?
Oh man, you stopped me with that one. I would want people to know my genuine, like how genuine I am. Like, and I want people to understand that my business wasn't built off, when people look at it, they say broke apparel, they probably think, never being broke as in money wise. I don't, that's why I stress that it's mainly about being mentally, physically, or emotionally broke, because I don't want people to remember my brand as broke as in I don't ever want to not have money, because that's not the only way you can be broken. You feel what I'm saying? So I want people to understand that, to grow and to keep going with I want my business to be that platform and that foundation that people say, okay, this is where he started, but he done showed us and he brought us with us every way. You know what I'm saying? He brought us with us every step of the way. And that's what I kind of, I want to be left with people.
For sure, bro. For sure. So, what does the future of Broke Apparel look like to you?
To me, man, I plan on being a warehouse owner. I don't plan on having just one store. I plan on having franchises, and I plan on having that in the next 5 years, man. So that's like my main goal. But right now, I plan on keep, going how I'm going. I plan on, doing a pop-up shop tour where I go to different cities and just, explore myself, show people what I got, show people what I can do, and show people my talent. And hopefully, I reach the right eyes and I'm able to get my warehouse. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal, is to have a warehouse.
For sure, bro. For sure. Hey, Dashawn, man, I appreciate this, man. But look, before we go, at the end of every podcast, we play a rapid fire question game, man. 3 questions. So if you up for it, I'll go ahead and ask.
All right, already.
All right. Question number 1: Where's your favorite place to travel?
And it's rapid. New Jersey, because that's where I'm from. That's why I was born.
Facts, facts. Okay. Question number 2: What song explains your life the most?
Future never stop.
Oh yeah, you hard for that one. No, you too hard for that one. All right, look, last question, bro. What's an amazing thing that you did that no one was around to see?
Oh man, that's a good one. Amazing thing that I've done and it wasn't around to see. Without trying to sound like cliche, I mean, I would guess, mm, dang, you got me with that one.
Nah, it's all good.
Man, okay. The struggle, the basically, coming out of my struggle, I didn't really show a lot of people. A lot of people didn't know, what I was going through or when I was going through it. I kind of, just kept my smile and keep going. So I would say that, my struggle, that was something that I accomplished and that I feel is a great accomplishment that I didn't have to, exploit for people to grasp to. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of something that's kind of, in me, and it's shown on the daily because I ain't ashamed of who I am or what I've been through. So I would say the struggle, yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Hey, Dashawn, thank you so much, brother, for inspiring the city, man, and just showing people something different and really taking the city with you on this journey. And I just got a feeling, bro, you got a bright future and it's gonna be big, bro. You're gonna be big, man.
Appreciate that, man. This will never be forgotten either, man. This is big. This is big to me. This is my first time talking about my sneaker. This is my first time actually, having this conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? As you being an entrepreneur yourself. So this is great, bro. This was amazing to me, and I enjoyed it. And I hope this ain't the last one. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. For sure, brother. Hey, thank you so much, bro.
Appreciate you, man. You know it's all love and respect with me. I can't wait till we link up, bro. We're gonna link soon.
Yes, sir.